Our last story for this evening is the devastation. Amid widespread devastation, the citizens of Assam might receive some respite. The IMD has said the rains are likely to decrease over the next few days, and this is good news. Devastation, however, has claimed 17 lives and 46 lakh people in all of the districts of the state have been impacted, which means their homes, their villages, their crop, all likely washed away. The situation in the Kaziranga National Park has marginally improved. Sadly, 35 animals at the Kaziranga National Park were killed by the floods. Volunteers and rangers of the national park are now the only hope for the animals. Here in the national park, the animals are now being rescued, taken to dry ground. I want to first go across to Aditya Hazarika, my colleague in Guwahati, who is in Guwahati at this point. We understand that the rains have stopped in some parts of Assam. Does this mean that Guwahati is out of danger as well, Aditya?
Thank you, Faye. So, thankfully, according to the latest circular which has recently come out, the Brahmaputra, the river level of the water level of Brahmaputra has gone down by 0.2 meters. But however, these 0.2 meters also means a lot. According to the circular, if the situation continues for next 2 days, the flood level throughout the state will recede tremendously. The state must now focus on the rehabilitation of the people who have been dislocated and affected by the flood. As you have rightly pointed out, 46 lakh people have been affected by this. The center had yesterday announced that they have released 251.55 crore rupees as a grant from the SDRF fund. It was something which the state already deserved. It's not something they're putting it in extra effort to give it to the state to rehabilitate the whole thing. It's something which the state was supposed to get. So this has been this has been released by the center yesterday, and it has been acknowledged by the Deputy Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sharma. And then one more thing, the multiple districts of the state have also been allocated, like in total, a sum of 56 crore. This is in addition to a substantial amount which have been pending with them since the last year. These all funds must be used for the rehabilitation and relocation of all the displaced population. As far as I'm informed, the reporting and the collection of data from regarding all the people who have been displaced and the property loss has already begun. The process has started, but let's see how long it takes to reach the final report. The army has been kept on standby to rehabilitate and to help out in the process. But as far as the information I received goes to say is that the SDRF and the NDRF team are well equipped to manage out the situation as of now.
Aditya, thank you so much for bringing us that update from Guwahati. Aditya Hazarika live from Guwahati this evening, telling us that if the rain continues, if the rain tapers off over the next couple of days, the floodwaters may recede. People will be able to go back to their homes, but homes like you're seeing on your screen, which will be completely ruined and need construction from scratch. Which is why I'm going to put out this appeal one more time. We did this for Kerala. It's time to do it for Assam. People in Assam need our help at this point. They need dry clothes, they need sanitary napkins, they need undergarments for men, women and children. They're going to need food, they're going to need water, they're going to need help in constructing their homes again from scratch. India needs to reach out to Assam at this point. On your screen is the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Please use the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. It's the most reliable way to donate after any natural disaster. You can transfer your money directly into the Chief Minister's Relief Fund, and also you can donate to areas, you can donate to NGOs like Gunj and NGOs that are sending material across to Assam to help the people there rehabilitate. We're focusing very clearly on the Assam floods. We're also trying to get reports from Meghalaya and from Arunachal Pradesh. If you're watching right now from either of these states and you have information that you can give us, please do, because we're having trouble actually sourcing information from these two states and finding out whether people are okay and they need our help. Well, the others who need our help are the wildlife. Now, you know that the Kaziranga National Park in Assam is home to the very rare one-horned rhino and the endangered one-horned rhino and several other animals. There are elephants, there's deer, and several other animals that are currently also facing a flood. The only thing standing between them and complete disaster are the people who are working with wildlife in the Kaziranga National Park. Joining me right now on the channel, Dr. Samshul Ali, the wildlife veteran. He is working with the Center for Wildlife Rehabilitation and Conservation with the Wildlife Trust of India. And they've been doing some amazing work, putting their own lives at risk to rescue animals trapped in the flood and to take them to higher ground and drier ground and make sure they get veterinarian attention in that process. Dr. Ali, good evening and thank you for joining us. Could you tell us right now what the biggest challenges are that you're facing at the Kaziranga National Park? We understand that 35 animals were lost. This obviously means that the veterinarians there have done a great deal to save most of the animals.
Yeah, till now we have rescued about more than 50 animals, out of which most of them are hog deers. It is the smallest deer, so they are most affected because they cannot stay in that kind of water which has been flowing now in Brahmaputra. We know that Kaziranga is the flood basin and always it is filled with floods every year, and Brahmaputra is known as the river of sorrow. So after that we rescued two more rhino cubs which has been departed from their mother due to the flood. The situation is not very good here. Yeah.
Go ahead. Dr. Ali, we also
Hello,
want
can
to
you hear me?
understand. Yes, we want to understand for the people watching
Hello.
right now in other parts of the country, what can we do to help you and your team in your efforts to rescue these animals?
The flood is now receding and the rescue rate is also going to decrease now. Main thing is that the problem main here is there is a highway in between the highland, natural highland, and the Kaziranga National Park. Though the forest department, we have to give them a very great thanks because they have created more than 30 plus artificial highland inside the park. That is why, as per our record, this time the rescues were less, but the flood was very grave. It is said to be the third largest flood we have known till now. First was in 1988, then again in 1998, and now this year it is the third highest flood. But the thing is that every year this kind of rescue happens in which cubs depart from their mother and hog deers get killed in the road due to speeding vehicles and other things. Though many type of thing done because we give a time card for the vehicle to lower their speed. They must go in 20 km per hour through the total way from Avaratoli range to Burapahar range. Though this whole thing and awareness in the people not to capture deers which enters their house because deers are not lethal animals, so they can stay in their backyard and when the flood resides they can go back. So this kind of awareness has helped a lot and reduced number of rescue has been seen. Anyhow, we have rescued about more than 50 animals till now.
Dr. Ali, I want to thank you on behalf of the rest of us watching for doing this amazing work and for looking after these animals and looking after the wildlife. That's really everybody's responsibility. The Wildlife Trust of India rescuing over 50 animals, making sure that they're looked after and rehabilitated to higher ground in this terrible flood that Assam is facing. Thanks for watching. Good night.